Stephen A. Smith joins us now from Boston. Stephen A., I know you're all-knowing. I know you're a clairvoyant. You're prescient. Was there a scenario that you had where Kelly Olynyk would be the star of Game 7?
Nothing. Not absolutely positively not. I can promise you that. I had no idea that Kelly Olynyk would come out of nowhere, finish with 26 points on 10 of 14 shooting, drop 14 points in the fourth quarter. I did not see that coming. I see a lot of things, but I never saw that coming. I thought this would be an epic encounter in the Game 7. It would come down to the wire where two stars would collide and somebody would show up and somebody wouldn't. Now, to some degree, that's exactly what happened because Isaiah Thomas showed up, not just about the 29 points because he still shot under 50%. It was about those 12 assists that went with it as well. It was about sparking Boston to a 9-0 run to end the third quarter because he hit 2 of the 3 threes that they ended the quarter with. Marcus Smart hit another one from the right corner, and that really just squashed Washington and completely shifted the momentum. But Kelly Olynyk seemed virtually unstoppable, and that was primarily because Washington seemed ill-equipped to defend him. You combine that with the fact that John Wall did not have the greatest night. He wasn't awful, but he certainly wasn't the John Wall that came into this game averaging 28 and 10 for the series. Bradley Beal put on a show, but he ran out of gas because he played over 42 minutes. You can't say the same for John Wall, even though he played that amount of minutes. He just wasn't that effective. They were laying off of him, daring him to shoot jump shots, and as a result, that made it more difficult for him to get to the hole. And there was nobody else that could step up from the Wizards bench because the minute Gortat and Porter went out of the game, you had nobody on the bench to rely upon. But Brad Stevens had Marcus Smart, he had Jaylen Brown, he had Olynyk, who looked like just a big man extraordinaire for crying out loud, and that was obviously the difference in tonight's game.
Yeah, the Celtics bench outscored Washington 48-5, one of the major storylines of this game. And so, Stephen A., the East is set. Cavs and Celtics Game 1 Wednesday on the court you're standing on. What's it going to take for Boston to win that series?
Well, they got to hit perimeter shots. Isaiah Thomas is going to have to put on a show. As Tim Legler adroitly pointed out, if you're Isaiah Thomas, you could do some damage in a series like this because Kyrie Irving is going to kill you with his offense. Even though he can play defense, he's not a stout defender. And as a result, you're going to find pick-and-roll situations where the Channing Frys and Kevin Loves of the world are going to find themselves defending some of these guards. With an Isaiah Thomas, if Avery Bradley is hitting perimeter shots, or a Marcus Smart, or even a Jaylen Brown to a lesser degree, that can cause Cleveland some problems. But in the end, unlike Washington, they have LeBron James. And because that's the neutralizer, the ultimate neutralizer, I really don't see Boston winning more than one game in this series. They might win one because the fans, the environment, the rabid following, all of that stuff can lend itself towards you stealing and winning a game. But that's about all in this series I can see. I can't see the series going past 5, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if they got swept.
Yeah, right. The Cavs haven't lost a single game yet this postseason. We remind you that we're waiting for all the stars to get to the podium, their post-game news conferences. When they step there, we'll bring it to you here on SportsCenter. Stephen A., what's been different about LeBron in this postseason? Obviously, this is 6 straight NBA Finals, but this year, what's been different?
Well, number one, he's not fazed. The moment doesn't faze him at all because he's been there, he's done that, and he knows that he's the grandfather of these postseasons in this day and time because he's been the 6 consecutive NBA Finals. That's one element. Number two, he knows truly they have the best team in the Eastern Conference. That certainly helps in having Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love as your teammates, acquiring Darren Williams, Kyle Korver, Derek Williams, et cetera, et cetera. You know that you're a stout team. More importantly, he's highly motivated because essentially with all the talk that's been going on about the Golden State Warriors, if you're LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers, you literally can take the mentality that you're playing with house money because even though the expectation is for you to get out of the East because you're so significantly superior to any and all comers, when it comes to the NBA Finals, you know everybody is looking at that four-headed monster that consists of the Splash Brothers along with Draymond Green and, of course, one of the top 3 players on the planet that you acquired last July 4th in Kevin Durant. So all the pressure is on their shoulders to produce, not yours. And as a result, being the fact that you're a 3-time champion already, now you potentially could enter these finals having no pressure on you whatsoever. That's the narrative he would want. I think he's getting it, and that's why you see him so relaxed.